Our guy 762 wants to know, is there an equation for kV versus torque to figure out how much torque is made at high RPM versus low? No, I don't think so. The torque curve for a motor does follow a certain pattern, but the exact values, I don't think you can calculate them. You need to put it on a test stand. There's too many variables. You got to put it on a test stand and test the torque that the motor creates. So the motor's going to make more torque at high RPM and less at low RPM, but that's about all you can say. Teroy, Andrew also asks, how do you optimize the range on the Fat Shark Walk-Snail Avatar system? The single best thing you can do is put great antennas on the VTX and the goggles. TrueRC X-Air is a very popular choice for the goggles, and on the video transmitter, there's various choices. TrueRC Matchstick is a good one. TrueRC ORT is a good one. Luminaire Axie is a good one. You're going to spend a little bit of money on the antennas, but it will significantly improve the range of the system. Ooh, Axie, great question. I love this question. Does connecting the Walk-Snail Avatar VRX to HDZero have equivalent penetration or distance to the Walk-Snail Avatar goggles? So the display device that the VRX is hooked up to doesn't affect the range of penetration at all. It's a digital HDMI link between the VRX and the goggles. That image is not degraded in any way. However, the VRX has built-in patch antennas, and the goggles have 4 individual antennas. So if you were to use high-gain antennas on the goggles, you could theoretically get more range than the built-in patch antennas on the VRX. That's a little bit of a cop-out answer because you can easily open the VRX, disconnect the built-in antennas, and connect some external antennas. So, like, you could totally do that. But if you're using the stock antennas, then, well, hang on. If you're using the stock antennas, the goggles come with omnis. So if you're using stock antennas, the VRX might get a little better range because it has patches. If you're using patch antennas on both, then I think you'd probably get pretty similar range. Because you're going to have 2 patches and 2 omnis is the way most people are going to do it. I think the range is going to be pretty comparable. Tyler Harris says, when I go above about 45% throttle, my quad falls out of the air. The motors keep spinning slowly and there is no FC restart. Tyler, I'd love to see video of this. Do you have video with audio? You would need to share it in the Discord, though, because the YouTube chat won't let you share URLs. This is a tough one. The motors keep spinning slowly could just be the motors freewheeling. So the first question I'd have would be, is it disarming? It's obviously not losing power because you still have video. Is it actually disarmed? Or are the motors idling, or are they just freewheeling in the wind? I've seen situations before where someone set their controller up so that at a certain stick deflection, they disarmed. By accident, they set their controller up this way. I would want to check to see if the quad is actually staying armed. And that would be my first thought. AXM, that's a great question. Do O3 units for home builds have remote ID? No. The O3 does not have remote ID built in. Oh, no, we talked about remote ID. Oh, well. Jake wants to know, do you store your goggles with the antennas on or off? So I store my goggles when I'm at home. I store my goggles with the antennas on. They just go in the drawer with the antennas on, and that makes them easier to use. When they go in a backpack, I will often pull the antennas off. It depends on the goggle. If they're low profile antennas like the DJI FPV goggles, then I'll leave them on. But analog goggles, HDZero goggles with an analog module, any of that stuff, they will go antennas off because I don't want to break them. Okay, I was just showing off my... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Organization, baby. Controller. Oh, props. Wow. I'm gonna use those props in here. Oh, what more props? A lot of props. So that's how I store them. If they, a lot of goggles, they wouldn't go into a backpack easily with antennas on, and I'd be worried that they'd get broken. Wheelchair Viking, thank you for a $20 super chat. Thank you so much for your generosity. I built my first 5-inch quad a year ago. I can't get it flashed and bound. Shit, I thought you were about to have a success story. I was so excited going into your message thinking it was going to be a success story, and I completely ran off the rail. How much will it cost to help me activate my first FPV? Please help! I have no drone friends. Wheelchair Viking, I'm going to advise you to reach out to itsblunty.com. That is It's Blunty's website. If you're on Discord, you can hit him up on Discord. That's actually how he prefers to be contacted because he's a weirdo. But you can also just go to itsblunty.com, click on the troubleshooting, and book a session. Contact, is that it, Blunty? You just have that? You don't have the Google form anymore?
That's correct.
They have to go on Discord and contact you. Okay. His rate is $50 an hour, and he will get you going. I also have an hourly rate. It's more than $50 an hour, and I am not actually that much smarter than Blunty, if at all. So I always just steer people to him because he's just as good and cheaper. Occasionally, someone is like, no, I really want you. And then I tell them what my hourly rate is.